The representation of the beast is a representation of both Satan and his kingdom. It's a representation of both Satan himself and his kingdom. Now, this isn't just an isolated interpretation of this verse. A person can represent themselves, and a person can also represent a kingdom. Here's an example from Daniel chapter 2. So here's Daniel interpreting the dream that actually goes along with Revelation 17 here. Daniel tells Nebuchadnezzar, "This was the dream, now I'll tell you the interpretation." If we backed up a few verses from verse 36, Daniel is telling Nebuchadnezzar, "I'm going to tell you what dream you had," which was a dream of a statue, "and then I'm going to interpret it." So now he's going to interpret the dream, but he says in his interpretation, "You, O king, are the king of kings, to whom the God of heaven has given the kingdom, the power, the strength, and the glory. And wherever the sons of men dwell, or the beasts of the fields, or the birds of the sky are, he has given them into your hand and has caused you to rule over them. You are the head of gold." So you go to Daniel chapter 2, hopefully all of you are familiar with it, but Daniel chapter 2, this dream is a description of the nations that would rule the earth up until the time of the end. And the first nation that's described is the nation that was the head of gold on this image, and that was Babylon. And as Daniel describes the image, he describes other nations that came into power after Babylon. So Medo-Persia, Greece, Rome, the Mohammedan Empire, and then the Babylon climaxed here in Revelation 17 and 18. This is the point of this verse, gentlemen. Look at the last sentence. You are the head of gold. Well, the head of gold is Babylon. But notice how he's telling Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, you are the head of gold. Nebuchadnezzar is a king, but he's also representative of the kingdom. That's what we have up here. This beast is a kingdom, but it's also representative of Satan. So it can be of an individual and it can be of a nation. Similarly, how a president or a leader of a country, they're an individual, but they represent that country. So the point here is this is describing both Satan and it's describing his kingdom.